The Adventures of Tommy and Mollie, Part 2. The Picture Book by David Pepper. You can read along with your own copy of the book. If you don't have a copy yet, click on the Amazon link below to order your very own. This is Tommy and Mollie. Tommy is a little boy, and Mollie is a border collie sheepdog. They are best friends and do almost everything together. This is Tommy's mum and dad. They live on a farm with Tommy and Mollie. Tommy and Mollie are sitting on a trailer as it is pulled along by Dad driving his tractor. They're going to Tommy's Uncle John's house to deliver firewood. Tommy and Mollie are on the trailer, sitting on top of the wood. Uncle John's house is a lovely old country cottage with a red door and red window frames, with white walls and a thatched roof. There are lovely grass lawns around the house and a big workshop at the back where Uncle John is working on a big red tractor. Tommy's auntie Annie comes to visit the farm often and has taught him how to use his special gift. Tommy can make anything happen with the power of his mind. He just has to think about it really hard and know that it's real. Tommy can make anything appear just by thinking about it really hard right before he goes to bed. He then gets into bed, falls asleep while still thinking about it, knowing it's real, feeling it's real, and next morning it has come to life. It is perfectly real. After some toast and biscuits, Tommy heads for bed with thoughts of many things running around his head. He closes his eyes and begins to imagine his crazy idea. The whole farm is going to be underwater. Everyone will be able to move and breathe like fish. He goes to bed, then wakes up in a room full of water the next morning. Out in one of the fields, Mollie swims around behind the cows. She drives them through the open gate. They swim along the lane to the milking parlour and all the cows get milked as usual. It's actually easier than normal as they have so much freedom to swim around the building. Tommy says goodnight and goes to his bedroom. What if I had a whole pack of different dogs on the farm tomorrow? Tommy walks over to his bookshelf and picks up a dog book. He memorises photos of his favourite dogs. Next morning, Tommy wakes up and jumps out of bed. He turns the door handle and sees a large pack of dogs. All the dogs start piling in. Let's go to the little forest, says Tommy. They run past the hay shed, across the grass to the little forest with lots of dogs behind them. Tommy goes for the special tree and quickly climbs up, closely followed by Mollie. This is the one tree where both can be up together because of the strange shape. The dogs below have completely surrounded the tree. A great idea suddenly comes into Tommy's head, and he runs to the house to get a football and 3 tennis balls. He returns to the field with the dogs following his every move. He throws all 3 balls in different directions and kicks the football. The tennis balls get returned quickly, but the football is being chased around the field by dogs pushing it with their noses. Tommy thinks about what adventures will come his way tomorrow. He closes his eyes and thinks. Giant kangaroos! The more he thinks about it, the more he loves it. Next morning, looking big, strong, and a little confused, are 4 giant kangaroos. Ah, brilliant, says Tommy, all smiles. I don't suppose Auntie Annie is coming here today. Mum tells him that she is. Tommy brings everyone outside to the waiting kangaroos and asks them to climb on one. Auntie Annie takes the lead and gets on one first. Dad follows next, then Mum, then Tommy. You'll just have to run alongside us, Mollie. Sorry, girl, says Tommy. That, of course, is no problem to Mollie, as she is a very fit dog. Ruff! Tommy says goodnight and goes to his bedroom. Time to use his amazing imagination again. An idea has just jumped into his head, so he closes his eyes and begins to imagine a giant swing in the back field. Next morning, everyone goes out the back door, and there's a huge swing that really is very big indeed. It's a long way down indeed. Dad pulls the lever and the seat quickly drops. Everyone lets out an as the motion of the swing makes them feel like they're falling out of the sky. It swings down very fast and then up. It's one heck of a thrill. They all agree it's time for a break, and Auntie Annie suggests having a picnic as she has brought some things with her that they can all eat outside. I've made some extra special sandwiches and a cake I'm sure you'll all enjoy. All secret ingredients, of course. You know me. I love to experiment and keep life interesting. says Auntie Annie with a sparkle in her eyes. What if I had a suit with wings so I could fly like a bird? Tommy closes his eyes and begins to imagine everything about it. He gets into bed and turns off the light, all excited about tomorrow's adventures. Tommy wakes up and sees something on the floor. It's the suit with wings. Tommy, full of smiles, shakes off the tiredness and gets out of bed. This is my suit of wings, Mollie. Ruff, ruff. Out in the back field and with plenty of room to work with, Tommy starts his flying lessons. Keeping low to begin with, he hovers just above the grass. With more confidence, he goes higher and higher, using his arms to flap the wings to keep him in the air. All the while, Mollie is running along below him. He really does feel free as a bird. He loves it. Tommy follows Uncle John's pickup truck along some country roads. He decides to be daring and land in the back while it's moving. Tommy is an adventurous boy and likes being daring. He hovers above and waits for his moment. Steady, steady, and down to land. Now what will tomorrow bring? Tommy asks himself. I would love an off-road go-kart with an engine. In fact, I'd love 4 of them. One for me, Mum, Dad, and Auntie Annie. He looks out the kitchen window the next morning to make sure there are indeed 4 fabulous go-karts, exactly as imagined. He gets into one and starts the engine. Run, 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 run. Auntie Annie arrives at the house and Tommy gives her a big hug. He invites her to get into her go-kart. Auntie Annie starts up the engine. Run, run. It shouts as it comes to life. She puts her foot down and takes off with the back wheel spinning. Never one to hold back, Auntie Annie flies out the lane and turns right, through a gate into the field. She goes really fast. Dad and Tommy build a nice big jump and set it beside the ditch. Tommy says that he'd like to go first. He goes back across the field to get a good run at it and speeds towards the ramp. Run, run. He hits it flat out, flies up into the air and lands well over on the other side of the ditch. Everyone cheers and Auntie Annie shouts out that she wants to go next. Oh, I'd love to create something that would make Mollie really happy. A doggy obstacle course. Tommy closes his eyes and begins to imagine it in as much detail as he can. He would like to have all kinds of things for Mollie to play with. Next morning, Tommy looks at the front field. There, in all its glory, is the biggest and best doggy obstacle course in the world. Dad brings Mollie into one of the tunnels and watches as she runs along it and pops out the other side. Ruff! There are tunnels, walkways, jumps of different heights, and there are rings for Mollie to jump through. Shall we do some jumps now, Mollie? Will we? Asked Tommy. Ruff! Mollie is wagging her tail and looking up at him. Tommy runs around the jumps, which are made of 2 posts with a pole across them. He jumps over the little ones with Mollie and lets her do the higher ones on her own. She's a very fit dog and jumps over everything in her path. Mum steps in next and takes Mollie to a seesaw. She slowly walks her up to the middle and brings her gently over the balance point, and the seesaw begins to drop down. She brings her gently forward while the seesaw tips to the ground, and Mollie joyfully runs off onto the grass again. Now what can I imagine? Tommy thinks to himself as he stands at his bedroom window. A magic pen! Tommy says out loud in the silence of the bedroom. He closes his eyes, then imagines that everything he draws will come to life for that one day. Next morning, he looks over to the windowsill and sees the magic pen. Tommy jumps out of bed and takes hold of it. Tommy lifts a sketch pad with blank sheets of paper. He sits at the kitchen table and draws a bowl. It comes to life. He draws a milk bottle. It too comes to life. He draws 2 slices of toast. They come to life in front of him and are hot. Tommy eats them with some jam on top. He draws a bag of muesli and pours some into the bowl, pours in the milk and eats. It tastes very good. What could I possibly draw next, Mollie? Asked Tommy. Mollie barks out her answer. Ruff! Doggy biscuits. Is that what you want, Mollie? Ruff! She barks again. Tommy draws a biscuit in the shape of a bone. There you go, Mollie. 1 chicken-flavoured doggy biscuit for you. She takes it and eats it with a big doggy smile. Tommy finishes drawing a black cat and watches as it comes to life. The black cat jumps down onto the ground. Mum takes to the cat right away and the cat to her. Dad keeps hold of Mollie and lets her sniff the cat and get used to her. He then lets her go when she knows the cat is friendly. Tommy thinks about what he could draw next. Puppies! Oh my goodness, lots of puppies! Mollie looks up at him. Little puppy versions of you, Mollie. Tommy does a good drawing of her and out pops the puppy version of Mollie, followed by 3 more. A short time later, Tommy is rolling around in the ground with puppies playfully climbing all over him. Thanks for reading along. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. See you on the next adventure.